Hey everyone, welcome to Swipe for News, the podcast where Gen Z decoded the headlines, the hot takes, and the way we actually stay informed in 2025.
We are not journalists, we are just regular people who care about understanding the world and cutting through the noise. And let's hear the way our generation consumes news. It's a whole different games.
No newspapers at the breakfast table, no evening news with dad. We get our info while doom scrolling on the subway or watching someone recap world events while cooking eggs in the kitchen.
So, today we're breaking down how Gen Z gets the news, why social media is our main source of information, and what it means when your news anchor is literally a TikTok creator.
We will talk about the rise of the influencer, the good, the bad, and how to stay informed without burning out.
If you ever learn about a major world event from a memo, a short video, or a comment section, this episode is for you. Let's get into it.
Yes, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Let's start with the obvious. Gen Z doesn't consume news like our parents did. I seriously can't remember the last time I sat down to watch a full new broadcast on TV, like appointment style 6 o'clock news.
Same here. Honestly, I get most of my updates while brushing my teeth in the morning. It's just TikTok, Twitter, Reddit. Those are my news apps now. I learned about the Canadian wildfires last summer from someone filming the smoke from their balcony in NYC. No anchors, no headlines, just raw footage and captions.
Exactly. There is something about seeing real-time content from someone who is actually there, like during protests, disasters, and breaking news. And you're not waiting for a press conference or a police segment. You're getting it straight from a phone camera, often with context in the comment section.
And there's actually data behind this shift. A 2022 Pew Research Center study show that more than half of people under 30 now get their news primarily from social media, and not from traditional outlets such as newspapers, TV, or even major news websites.
And it's not just TikTok. YouTube plays a big role, Instagram too, and podcasts. I listen to the daily every morning while I get ready. It's like 20 minutes, super digestible, and usually less anxiety, including than a live cable broadcast.
Same, but I also follow a bunch of creators who summarize the day's news in 16 seconds or less. Like, hear what you missed today in 5 headlines. Quite official and honestly, kind of addictive. But sometimes I catch myself wondering, is that really all there is to the story?
That's such a good point. With bite-sized content, you can lose the nuance, and context is everything in news. But I get why it's appealing. It fits into our fast-paced life and shrinking attention span.
Totally. But this is where it gets interesting because it's not just where we are getting our news, it's also who we are getting it from.
Let's talk about this new category of creator, new influencer.
These people have basically become Gen Z new anchor, just without sweet and sets or corporate sponsorship.
You have probably seen these from Under the Desk News. They literally deliver the news while sitting under the desk on TikTok, and people love it. Not just because it is quirky, but because their tone is super calm and reassuring. No yelling, no panic.
It works because it's the opposite of what we're growing up seeing. Traditional media often feels dramatic. Urgent music, breaking news banners, doomsday storms, big excited facts minus the fear.
And then there's Hassan Khan, kind of like a Gen Z Trevor Noah. He's hilarious but informative. He's explained US foreign policy using anime clips and SpongeBob reference, and somehow it all clicks.
Also, memo accounts like Sunhouse. They use pop culture, celebrity worship, and humor to talk about real issues. Women's rights, international politics, the justice system. It sounds weird, but it's super effective. You laugh, you share it, and you learn something.
It is powerful, but here's the thing. Most of these creators aren't trained journalists. They are great at breaking things down, sure, but they also collecting and framing the news through their lens, and that can blur the line between reporting and opinion.
Exactly, we trust them because they speak our language, literally and culturally. But because they sound relatable doesn't mean they're neutral or even correct.
Right. We are not just watching news anymore. We are watching influencers who happen to talk about the news. And they influence what we pay attention to, how we feel about it, and even what we ignore.
So, it's not just information, it's influence, which can be both empowering and risky. Okay, so let's break it down. What are the pros of this new social media driven news culture?
It's fast and frictionless. You can be lying in bed and learn about the Supreme Court ruling or a natural disaster in under a minute. It's just there, integrated into your feed.
And it democratizes storytelling. Social media gives a platform to people who have historically been ignored by traditional media. Independent journalists, activists, people in marginalized communities or conflict zones.
Yeah, and we don't want to be passive consumers. Ginger want interaction to comment, share, ask questions. We want to debate in the replies. Social media made the news a conversation, not a lecture.
But let's not sugarcoat it. There are major downsides too.
Misinformation spread like wildfire. Remember that the fake Biden quote that went viral during the election? People shared it like crazy, and it turned out it was generated by the AI.
And even when the info isn't fake, the algorithm often creates echo chambers. You only see content that aligns with your beliefs, so your views just keep getting reinforced. That's a recipe for polarization.
And also, let's talk about the doom scrolling. Constant exposure to bad news, like climate, disaster, wars, shootings, political chaos. It takes a toll. We are not meant to process 50 global crises before breakfast.
Mental health matters, and being informed shouldn't come at the cost of your peace. That's why I've started setting digital boundaries. No news apps after 9 p.m. Muting certain hashtags and taking the new detox days.
Smart, because we don't need to be informed, but we also need to protect our well-being. So, where does that leave us? Social media is the new news source for Gen Z, and that's not changing anytime soon.
But with that shift come a new responsibility. It's not enough to scroll. We have to think. We have to be intentional, skeptical, and curious about what we consume.
That means fact checking. Use tools like Snopes, Google reverse image search, or even just go to trusted sources like Reuters or AP News.
And diversify your feed. Don't just follow creators who echo your views. A balanced feed makes a better informed mind.
And don't be afraid to log off. Seriously, being educated about the world should not mean sacrificing your mental health.
Thanks for listening to Soup for News. If you listen something today, share this episode. So better yet, talk about it with your friends, make news, so share in the best way.
It is changing media moment. Let's make it truthful. Let's make it smart. Let's make it count. See you next time.
See you next time.
See you next
See you
time.
next time.